Crunch time, coming up big when it counts.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Crunch Time, where we come up big when it counts. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce and Lukey, which is Mars_sports cards. We're a man down tonight. Anth has got a special occasion on, so we're going to give you, we can give it the benefit of the doubt.
But the show must go on, Dom. The show must go on.
It does go on, and Anth would want us to go on, which is good. Just got to give a bit of a disclaimer before we get into it. So to all the listeners and viewers on YouTube that watch this, we're changing the format. As you know, like Coverage.Media got dropped about a month and a half ago, and there's been so many different avenues, and the four of us on this show, we don't want to keep doubling up on the same content. We don't want like Sauce and I on Double Coverage to talk soccer, to come into this to talk soccer, to eventually when we have a soccer podcast potentially dropping very soon, being all soccer. The same with F1. Yeah. And same with F1. Like, we got Double Coverage. We'll review the post-race, and then we talk about the cards on here, and then now we've got Off the Grid. So we're changing it up, and it's going to be more of a comping type podcast now. We're going to battle it out between the four of us when Anthony's here, but tonight we'll battle it out between the three of us.
He's going to love it as well. He's going to love the debate.
We love debating. As you know, the four of us are very passionate, so we are looking forward to this. So tonight we've gone pretty straightforward. We've gone two of the most popular products in the Panini catalog, but we've chosen basketball, and the way we're going to do it is we put it up and we talk about the cards that are in there and why we would invest in this product and who we would invest in. So, boys, first and foremost, before we do get into it, how are you both?
Good, Doma. We're back in lockdown again. What's this, lockdown 5 now? So we talked about it. We talked about it in the chat the other day. It's home where it belongs, in Victoria.
Yeah. It would have been the same without it.
Oh, mate.
It is what it is, but we're going to try and enjoy it. We can get some more content out, which is good. But apart from that, it's pretty average, not gonna lie.
Mate, you know what's funny? Like, I've always got the age up on here, yeah, because I've got to get updates.
Yeah, you pay the subscription.
No, I've got a subscription. I don't pay for it. I've got someone else's subscription. But if you go on if you go on the age, there's a live update anyway. If you go on there, and it gives you what's happening, and like I need to know for work, like a lot of other people need to know, and it's just like trying to work out bookings and stuff.
Yeah,
and literally, I've just gone on now, and there's another 2 cases.
It's just for fuck's sake!
And you know what's funny? Funny? Like, I don't want to get into it because we are going to talk cards, but we just need a grill. You know, we got to throw out a flame very, very early on in the show. Remember the time when they said it's never going to go into school, like high schools and primary schools, because the young kids can't be affected? Mate, that's where the next 2 have been. It's been like half of them are all in school. So, yeah, keep telling us.
We're not going to make this. Can easily become a conspiracy and political podcast, but we're not going to.
We might have to start our own one. Might have to call it double coverage politics, mate. We just go on there and flame the local.
That could be our most popular content. We'll get some ScoMo cards and some Dan the Man cards and just go for it.
Dan Andrews 101 auto. What's his rookie? We'll
definitely be chucking him in a BGS 0.
Yes, that's the one.
Munted slab, mate. Those ScoMo ones.
He's gonna have
the man for sure.
His 101's gonna have a bit of his North Face that he wears on the weekends. When he does the conference.
His RPA. His RPA is the North Face logo.
Oh shit!
It's elite.
All right, Doma, what are we running through today, mate? What are we running through today?
Boys, this is going to be interesting because I know they're very popular, and the draft class has been looked over this year because of LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Patrick Williams, but
Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin. Over the top of it.
Might want to step it up next year. I did pick him at the start of the year, and I can't say it was a very average pick.
So did I.
You both sucked at that.
It's a rare wrong one for me.
Hey, Patrick Williams is my backup, and I'm confident with that one.
That's a good one, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, I said Cole Anthony, so I'll stick by that. He's been
you can't win all of them.
Right.
You can't win all of them.
So
time will tell.
The product is Prizm basketball versus Select basketball 1920 Zion and Jars draft class. So, boys, we're going to go through this. We'll go through the checklist. And the way we're going to do it is, first and foremost, we'll say initially what we would invest in, types of cards we would invest in. And let's see if anyone here, we could all agree on the same thing, and we could just spend the next 20 minutes flaming one product. But if we do have a disagreement, let's try and convince each other on why one's better than the other, or both there's hidden gems in both sets, or that's the way we're going to do it. So, starting with you, Source, are you going Prizm or Select on this product for this year?
Look, I prefer the Select brand, but it's a tough one. I'm going to say Select, and we'll roll around and we'll discuss it in a bit.
Lukey?
I'm going to go Select as well.
Oh, we're all going to agree.
We're all going to be on the same page. No, but I'm going to put it out there. There is going to be some parts of Prizm that I do like, but overall, as a box, like say box to box, I'm going Select.
Yeah, it's fair enough. So let's get a breakdown here. So Prizm box. We just want hobby, don't we? We don't want hobby.
So we're going hobby versus hobby, or are we going overall?
We can go overall. We can go overall.
Selective. They had team all last year, didn't they? They didn't have like a proper retail.
No, they had no retail last year. Select. This will be the first year that Select goes retail in both football
so the hobby,
and basketball.
That's huge. That's
the hobby
big.
Product for Prizm. 12 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, 12 boxes per case. You can get it in the hobby box, which is 2 autos and 22 Prizm parallels are in there. Then there's the first off the line, the Photo Premium Edition Box Break Average, 3 exclusive Shimmer autos, 4 silver Prizm parallels, 3 exclusive Shimmer Prizm parallels. There's a lot of Prizm parallels in Prizm. 1920 Prizm retail box, 1 auto, 12 Prizm parallels. And then you got the Blaster box has 1 auto or relic, and a multi-pack break, which has 1 red, white, and blue pack in the 3 cards. Over then to Select, in the Photo, there's 5 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, 12 boxes per case. In the Hobby Hybrid config, there's 6 cards per pack, 4 packs per box, and 20 boxes per case. In the Hobby box, on average, 3 autos or memorabilia cards, 12 Prizm parallels, 10 Premier level SP base cards, which is short print, and then 2 courtside super short print base cards. Then we've got the Photo, which is 1 exclusive neon orange pulsar, Prizms autograph, 2 additional autos and memorabilia cards, 1 exclusive base neon orange pulsar Prizms parallel. Jesus.
It's a mouthful.
And then the Hobby Hybrid, there is 6 exclusive disco Prizms. So there's a bit there, different, obviously, across the board. As Source did say, there is no retail product for Select that is going to debut this year. Therefore, we are not going to even worry about this year anyway, because we're talking about last year's product. The guys clearly to collect Zion Jar. Hero dropped off a cliff, so we can't really look at him. Rui Hachimura looked good in pieces throughout this season.
He was out for a bit. He was out for a little bit too. Yeah,
he was. The draft's not that bad. I know there's a few guys that were on radars and weren't exactly great. Sekou Doumbouya being one of them, one of Saucy's boys. It's just unlucky, but that's just.
Is he one of your boys, Saucy? I didn't know that.
Yeah, look, I got a few Sekou cards, and I thought he would get. And the reason was, I was like, that Detroit team is trash, right? Let's be honest. He should get minutes, and I think it's got more down to coaching and him not, the coach not seeing him as development coming through. So it's unfortunate the situation he's been in, but I think if he gets more game time, he can improve. He's got talent. He's got talent. I mean, if you go have a look at the games when he used to play in France, you can go have a look. He was pretty good. I mean, I understand it's like French league, but he's pretty good, and he was like 17, you know, playing against men and putting up threes, driving into the hoop and stuff. So I think he needs to develop, and he's only 20. I think he's only 20 years old or 19. So look, we'll see. We'll see. It's tough. I wouldn't put him in the categories. Obviously, still we're waiting for more development, but yeah, it's there's a few guys out of there. I mean, I think Cam Johnson could be one. I don't know if he's probably going to be more of a slasher, defender, and 3-point shooter. But he still looks like he's going to be a good player. So he's playing pretty well in these finals and these playoff run.
Last season for my brother's birthday, I bought him a Cam Johnson Hyper PSA 9 just for his birthdays. Maybe that might be worth something one day for him.
Now, actually, funnily enough that you mentioned that is actually a discussion we can have because we're comparing these two products.
I was going to bring that up anyway.
And I knew you would.
Yeah.
But do we like Prizm Silvers from the Prizm product because there is Prizms in Select, or Select Hypers?
You got to go the Prizm Hyper, I reckon, just because it has that Prizm name that's just slightly ahead. And especially when compared to the Silver Prizm, which is, say, the card in Prizm that everyone wants to have and get, the supply, the pop and the supply of it is a lot lower. So sort of people who I'm looking at long term, I'm actually going and buying Hypers at the moment. Hyper is one of my favorite variants as well, so that helps too. But people like Trey that I'm sort of long on, I'm starting to sort of look into those pieces a little bit more and pick those up because I feel like that'll play out in the long run. Will it play out?
Yeah.
Who knows? But
I
that's
think
sort of what I
I
feel.
made a mistake there. I was
Yeah.
meant to say the silver between Select and the silver between
Oh,
Prizm.
sorry.
That was my bad. That was my bad. The Hyper, but we can talk about that. The Hyper,
That was just Hyper
versus
versus
the
Silver,
Hyper versus the silver in Prizm. I have the same feeling as you.
Yeah.
I think the Hyper's the card. I genuinely think it's the card.
I've got another one that's sort of related but not. You know how at the moment, like sort of to these days, that glossy chrome finish is like the thing to have?
Yeah.
I feel like as we go forward and we look at the supplies of right now and people come back to sort of this era in like 10 years time, I feel like Mosaic's going to be that. It's a big call, but like everyone I speak to right now is like, oh no, Mosaic's like it's not what people want, and that's why then there's maybe not as many graded and stuff like that. I feel like that's going to sort of play out.
We've seen it.
I think we really need to just wait and step back and just wait for that 16 million to be cleared, and really see how much has been sent in.
But even I mean like Mosaic like Prizm Mosaic in years past.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, I'm happy to buy some of that stuff.
Like
that's fine.
Mosaic as like the product by itself. Yeah. I mean like just Mosaic.
Yeah. Just Mosaic in general. Yeah. I get it. Look, I think it's a tough one because everyone wants to say they collect the silvers, but eventually later on down the track, will rarity be the thing that is the determining factor? And we know that the hypers are actually more rare because they're only in hobby. They're not in the retail version of Prizm. So that automatically gives them a shorter print run. And I think that's swayed me to, I bought a nice Jaren Jackson Hyper BGS 9.5. And I'm just going to sit on that and see how that plays out. Like it's better for the long run. Like if you're looking for the short-term flip or something like that, then I think silver's your best bet because the hyper just doesn't fluctuate in price as the silver does. It just doesn't.
I thought it's more of a gradual sort of raise rather than the silver, which is good. The silver is the first card to move, and probably the silver and the base are probably the first two to move.
Yeah, at
And
the
then I
moment
feel
the
like
base is just continually going down.
yeah, that's what I mean. But say we come back to the season, someone plays well, base and
Yeah.
silver are going first, and then I feel like everything else sort of slowly rises with it.
How do you
Yeah.
feel with these two products, obviously for last year, but spanning across the board? How do you feel about Select? I know we all like Select, but how do you feel that their base set is 300 cards split across 3 different levels, where Prizm is 300 cards and there's just got all the variants,
Yeah,
if that makes sense? So we've got the Concourse, there's 100 Concourse base cards and they come in variants, yeah? Then there's base Premier level, which come in, there's 100 of those and they come in variants. And then we've got the Courtside, which is another 100 cards again, and then they come in variants. So I just want you to, like, what's your thoughts on that in terms of confusing people, especially coming into the hobby as well? I think it's more, we can educate a lot of people with these products when we do these matchups. And I just think, I'll be honest, someone that's been in the hobby for a while, and then when I started looking at Select a lot more, I always like the look of the cards, yeah. But
yeah,
maybe I was naive and I was like, oh yeah, it must. They've always compared Prizm and Select, and I'm like, okay, there's a massive base set and it's got all these variants. And then I looked at the Select checklist and I watched breaks. Well, I watched the breaks first, and they're just like, oh, Courtside, oh, Concourse, oh, and I'm just like, what's happening? And I was just like, is Concourse it's the base variant, but is it the parallel? Like, I was like so confused. And then I had to bring up the checklist. And obviously, as we say, you do your research, and it is complicated. And you got to wrap your head around it. Where in Prizm, you got 300 cards, there's 10 bazillion variants, and you just run with it. And all the cards look the same as well. That's probably the thing that makes it so simple. The simplicity of it all being the same looking card in all these variants, where you can get Zion in all 3 levels in Select, and they all look different, and you don't know the card. It says it on the card at the back.
Select has on-card autos as well. No
I was going to
on-card
ask.
in
I was
Prizm.
actually I thought of this at the start.
Look,
Are they
here's one right
redemption
here.
or are they in the packs?
Pardon?
Are they redemption or do they come in packs? Can you get on card orders in the packs?
Yes.
Select. I've seen them pulled. Yeah.
the
They also
so
got
they're not
stickers. Look,
redemption.
here's some here.
The X
Here's one here with a
is
sticker.
usually the X Fractor is usually a redemption.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen the X Fractor as a redemption.
Yeah.
A fair few times. In
But
breaks.
it was something that came into my head as soon as we started talking. I was just going to wait till someone brought it up. So thanks for bringing it up to us.
But there's some nice, like, honestly, there's some nice cards. I know I like Select, but fuck. The one card I do love the most, if I had to compare both on the base level and then a variant of that base product, before we get into autos and how autos look and all that stuff, the Tiger Stripe is my favorite card out of the 2 products on the base. The Tiger's my favorite. Like, I know Saucy, he's got the Stephen Curry Tiger, and I frothed that card.
It's definitely not based on it. It's SSP, super short print.
Yeah, super short print. No, but it's a variant of as in like the base card. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've stuffed that up. It is super short print. It's a variant of.
Yeah, but on Prizm they all look the same. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Of the base set, it's the variant of that. The super short print of that is the Tiger Stripe. Like the Zion going up for the dunk, he's rookie. The Tiger, it's a super short print of that in that variant.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Compared to the zebra in the Select.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
You can hear me, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. For me, my favorite are the die cuts in Select, the colors. So they're Premiere. I love the die cuts. I just love the look of them. They're extremely hard. They're a lot harder to grade as well. So if you're getting a 10 in that, it's pretty valuable. Yeah, for you know how you were saying that like there's different sort of images for select compared to Prism, where it's just the variants. I find the Prism variants just as confusing, to be honest. Like in select, you got less variant, three different like images, but a lot less variants compared to Prism, where it's just like 40 different variants or whatever it is these days, which is pretty ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah, which I find, yeah. But if you're collecting the
Yeah.
set, I guess if you're collecting like a set of one player, probably the better probably set, like the nicer looking set. If you want to display, like put it in a frame or a display piece or some shit, Prism would probably be a nicer set to collect. Um, yeah, recently actually, I only realized how much of a shorter print run Premiere is than courtside only, not courtside, concourse only recently. To be honest, that's why I've
Yeah,
really been
Premier
focusing
level is
on.
shorter.
Yeah, that's why I've been really focusing on those because for the players that I sort of look at, their concourse and their Premier aren't that much of a price difference. So it's like a $5 or $10 price difference. Wouldn't you just buy a Premier, which has a shorter print? So that's what I've sort of been focusing on recently. Apart from numbered die cuts, which
For me,
I've
it's
been
for
focusing on as
photography,
well.
man, as well. Like,
Yeah.
if I like
the
that
image.
one better,
Yeah,
I'll buy that. I'll buy that image, especially like the Ja Morant and the concourse. I like that
yeah.
image.
The
But even
Jama and
the
Concourse
Premier's a
is
bit.
mine.
Yeah, you're right.
I like
Concourse over Premier for that.
the Premier, like I like the tricolor Premier
Yeah,
off the Prism Parallel in Select. Just the tricolor. It's just sick. It gives that, I don't know. I know it's the tie dye's got those colors in it, but it's completely different looking card in terms of color scheme. I just like the tricolor. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It gives me that retro feel to cards, like you know those older cards where they use colors like that. Those that turquoise and those purples in older sets because it was like sick. It gives that like 80s vibe to a card. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. I love it. Bit of
I get what you
GTA
mean.
Vice City in it. I love
get what
that
you
stuff.
Vice City, that is one of the best games of all time, hands down.
That's just something. I just love that. But let's move on. If there's any other cards in here, I'll give the listeners and the viewers a bit of an insight into Prism and Select in terms of the different variants you can get. So of that 300 base set, yeah.
Just to cut you off quickly, for Prism last year, we're talking about different photography and stuff. Where the rookie variation pictures, which were a lot shorter print. Well, at the moment, the pops a lot less of those as well. But they're in retail, so I feel like they might not get as much love. That's just my feeling at the
Look,
moment. But
I've heard
I've
there's
been
a few
buying.
lads that talk about it quite a lot. Frank, I think his name's Frank from Trove IG account, Find My Trove or whatever, formerly Kappa G Cards, and he's froths the variations and talks about it a lot, and it is significantly shorter. And if you were going to buy some sort of base, I mean, the price difference on them isn't that much, so that's the interesting thing about it too, isn't it?
That's what I've been doing as well. Just for me recently, just supply has been the thing I've been really focusing on, especially when things are so similar in price. That's why Select I've been buying, even base for Select, and then those rookie variations.
Very nice. So what we can get in this base set is obviously there's the Prism Parallels, silver, green, hyper, red, white, blue, white, sparkle, red to $2.99, blue to $1.99, purple to 75, orange to 49, mojo to 25, 25 gold to 10, black gold to 5, black to 1, and then there's choice parallels, which are the blue, yellow, green cards, tiger stripe, red to 88, green to 8. Nebula is a 1 of 1. Nebula is a very nice looking card as well. And then the fast break parallels, there's base, there's a blue to 175, red to 125, purple to 75, pink to 50, bronze to 20, neon green to 5. Then there's ice parallels, pulsar parallels, wave parallels, and then the premium photo. So first off the line, shimmer parallels are blue, green to 25, gold to 10, and a black shimmer, which is a 1 of 1, which is the card, really, outside of a Nebula. So first off the line, obviously.
Did you say black shimmer? Yeah.
Black shimmer, yeah. As we know, first off the line is always the most sought after cards because you have the exclusive card content within those products. So that's what we're looking at for those. The premier level, there's tricolors and the die cuts, as Lukey was saying, and many more concourse. There's base disco, red. This is the disco prisms, gold to 10, green, black 101s. They've got the wave prisms, which is the China Timor, red, gold, and lucky envelopes up to 8, which is pretty cool. I saw Chronicles Timor envelopes ripped by Wax last year. I know it's not the products we're talking about, but just the quality of the card and the constant hits. Everything's numbered to 8 in there. And I reckon one guy bought about 12 envelopes, Chronicles envelopes, and there's 3 cards in the envelope or 2 cards in the envelope. And I remember sitting down and watching. I messaged Source when it was on and just said, you got to check this stuff out. And it was just some of the craziest shit
I
was
tuned
getting
in, yeah,
pulled.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was off its head. So
What were they worth? Just out of curiosity.
oh, the envelopes was it like 700 an envelope, Source?
Fuck.
Yeah, it's
For
ridiculous.
2
Every
cards.
card's numbered to 8.
Risky.
But every card's
Risky.
number, and man, this guy when he was ripping it, he was hitting some big stuff. KDs to 8 and
Shit.
Giannis's. I know it's not their rookies, but
still.
when you're hitting superstars, you know you can make your money back if he plans on moving them on. But the lucky envelopes are always a great choice. All right, Sauce and Lukey, let's move on to autos in this set, in both sets. So you go look at the rookie jersey autograph set checklist in the select. Oh, it's a beautiful looking card.
They are.
It's a beautiful looking card. The RPAs are so nice. So nice. There's 40 cards. Look at that. For listeners, go jump on YouTube or check out the checklist on Cardboard Connection. That Zion RPA is
We will
nice.
chuck both checklist links in the description so you can have a look.
How do you feel about the sticker auto though? Because there are people that wouldn't even, they see sticker and they're like, no.
This is, you know what? I'll be honest. This is a discussion Source and I had together when he was coming into the hobby. And obviously we spoke to the encyclopedia of the hobby. He who shall not be named. He's like Lord Voldemort, but he's the good guy.
I think I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he always used to say, yeah, the product is a sticker dump. And like we were educated on that. And Source would always ask, yeah, but it's still an auto of that guy. Like I understand it's a sticker, but it's still, for example, Zion. It's a Zion auto. It's like, why aren't people paying more of the premium for that card where you can get a numbered fucking insert card or an unnumbered parallel and it's worth 10x of his auto?
Yeah.
Like at the time. And it was just like, I was the same on the same. I don't know if you remember having this chat, Source, but we probably spoke about it a fair bit and I couldn't comprehend it. And the only answer I could give Source at the time was, this is just the way it's been known. Like people don't really like stickers. It's like either on card, and then after the on card, they rather go look for the super short print parallels of a card than go buy the sticker. Unless that sticker auto is super short print, and you have a situation like this year where you know you're not going to get many on cards. You know what I'm saying? Because of COVID, people couldn't sign, so they had to put a lot of stickers in products. But I think a lot of collectors are like, if they know they're going to sign cards, why would I go for their sticker when I can get an on card in another set? I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
It's one of just those hobby things. It's just one of those hobby things, Same as like, I don't understand why like jerseys, or just like plain patch cards without an auto aren't worth more. That's just how I feel about them.
My favorite is, I know we're really getting it. Actually, I'll just make it a flame. I'll just make it a flame when we get to that.
All right.
But I'm with you.
He's already got one banked up.
Yeah.
Now he's got two.
I didn't have to think that.
Look,
that hard.
you know my personal opinion, Dom, on this thing. I don't give a shit. I'll buy, sticker autos. I wish I bought more Magic Johnson sticker autos when I entered the hobby. When you could buy them for $10 US, $20 US. I was like, I don't care. Like I'll buy them, and I wish I bought more because you definitely can't buy them for 20 US now. Nothing goes for less than 50, 60 US. So. I mean, if I was, I was right. I'm going to say I was right. I think now people actually do value sticker autos a bit more. I mean, freaking this sticker auto in front of you here of Zion, that would not go for less than $1,000. All right. So, what you're saying?
I should get this card
it's still
out.
valuable.
I'll show you.
It's still valuable. And I'm all for I'll buy sticker autos. Like, look, there is sometimes that I'm not a fan of them, but also it doesn't stop me from going to buy them. And like today was a perfect example. I've wanted to buy a Montrezl Harrell card, right? Lakers jersey, because I actually like Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah.
And I seen this auto. It was numbered to 49. It was a sticker auto numbered to 49. Veteran out of absolute set. I was like, stuff it. I'm going to buy it. It was like $15. I don't care. $15, cheap order of a guy that I like. I'm also not in the vein of going to spend out big dollars for Montrezl Harrell's RPA because let's be honest, like, although Montrezl Harrell's a good player, he's not going to be, that card's not going to make you a fortune in the future. So I just don't see the point of dropping the money on it. So I'd rather just go buy a $15 cheap order of Lakers jersey. He's in my team's jersey, and that's it, man. Like, and I have the same theory with some other guys. Like that was the same theory I had with Magic, and then a few other guys who I bought sticker autos, like second year sticker autos of Jaren Jackson. People sell them for $5. I'm like, I collect Jaren Jackson. Why the hell wouldn't I buy second year Jaren Jackson for $5, $10 or something? I see it on a page. Yeah, well, I'll take it. I'm like, yeah, I'd actually rather have a second year sticker auto than like some, base rookie card of his. That's, it's just a base. I just don't understand why people don't value the auto more. Like he's actually had to spend time to write on that sticker at the end of the day. What have they done for a base freaking rookie, out of Chronicle set or something that's might cost a couple of bucks? Nothing. And yet you put another couple of dollars and you buy an auto. So
I thought I had a sticker auto to show you, but I don't have one on me. I thought it was in the container.
I've got plenty if you want.
Yeah, I know. I thought I had a Prizm or a Select. I think when I ripped the 13, 14 or whatever it was, I got a Dellavedova sticker auto. Fuck, that was my hit.
He's coming back to Australia to play now, isn't he?
Yeah. I wish I could have got the Jokic rookie auto in that box. That would have been nice.
Big dollars these days.
The thing is, honestly, there you go. I'll let Dave go. Yeah,
it's sticker auto.
It doesn't really matter. Like, I understand
that's a good auto, man.
I understand on big products, I understand on big products like NT and stuff. There should be no stick. Everything should be on card.
That's one thing that pisses me off. Seeing stickers on that sort of stuff.
Like if you're opening flawless, opulence, NT, immaculate, there should be no sticker autos. No sticker autos, unless you're putting vets in there that can't sign for reasons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
how about Optic on card? How do you feel about that one? I love Optic on card autos, especially like the like rated rookie ones.
I can't complain about it because it's an on card auto in Optic. Yeah. Like it's pretty freaking good.
And the pictures are usually pretty cool as well. I got a Gary Trent Jr. one. I picked that up cheap as I think I got it for like $15 US on card auto. Yeah, I'm very happy to have that right now, to be honest.
They're elite. I've got one. I've got a SGA one on card number to 49.
You got a Hunter as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a purple Hunter, which I'm undecided what to do with that. I'm undecided what to do with that. You're big on Hunter, and he didn't get much game time in those playoffs. Like they didn't really see him as a guy. He wasn't injured.
I think he's coming back from injury though.
Okay, yeah, but Cam Reddish came back. I mean, have a look at Cam, baby. I was buying Cams because I seen him. I think he's got potential. So he's one guy that I think's another guy out of that draft who needs to be given more credit. I mean, a lot of guys who played against him, even like Zion, he's like, man, Cam Reddish is cold. He's got that.
He's a good player, Cam Reddish.
Instinct about him.
Because I remember while we were going into the start of like the season that just finished, Cam Reddish was like the guy to, like, apart from Trey, Cam Reddish was the guy everyone was buying on the Hawks. So then when he got injured and stuff like that, he wasn't playing for a little while. I was like, shit, like no one's talking about Cam Reddish. No one's buying Cam Reddish. Looked at some of his cards, picked up a few. I actually got a talking about Select Premier PSA 10 for 25 US.
That's cool.
Still at ship my cards, but I was when he went off for those like 20. What do you have? 21 points, like 7 of 8 threes or some shit like that. I was like, shit, that was a good buy, definitely.
Yeah, he's a good player. He definitely is. Definitely is. Now, obviously, as you mentioned, Source, in these sets, the rookie SIGs are on card for Select, and the rookie penmanship set is stickers. Between us, like I've always thought Select was the better product. It just didn't get like, I don't know, its justification to be, because everyone was like, Prizm is the product like Panini makes. That is the product. And it's like, well, how did you come up with that? Because there's heaps of colors in it. There's heaps of colors in Select. And then Select was also hobby only. And the other one was retail. So it was a bit more watered down. And you start thinking to yourself, oh, everything's literally in the favor of Select. But the hobby, as we know, they make up their mind sometimes and they say, this is the way it should be. And that's the way everyone goes. It's like a sheep flocking to its shepherd. Like, it's just ridiculous. But one thing you did mention at the top, Source and Lukey, which I really do want to discuss between these two products, the fact that it is hobby and it is retail and hobby for Prizm, what happens going forward for these two products? So let's like go away from these two now. As we know, we both love them, different things about them. We're both all Select guys here. Like that's what we want. But going forward for the future of these two products now, Select is pretty much going on the same wavelength and the same level as Prizm now, meeting it at retail. You know what I mean? Like it had its niche. It was hobby only. Now it's going retail. What do you think happens for these two products? Or specifically Select?
That's a good question, Dom. That's a very good question because, and that was the reason why I swayed Select. I mean, I like Prizm, but I'm also not all about like, going after Prizm Silvers instead of buying like, I was seeing ridiculous stuff. Prizm Silver's selling for more than like, I'm collecting SGA and you got Prizm Silvers of his rookies selling for more than like an impeccable auto or a numbered impeccable auto or a numbered noir order or a numbered encased order. I don't give a shit the product, man. But like it's an on-card auto numbered and his Prizm Silver, which, the print run's well over 1,500, is like selling for more. It just doesn't make sense, his PSA 10. So that's half the reason why I swayed towards Select, because I felt like Select had a bit of that about it because it was a shorter print run on stuff. And now that they're going to be very much similar and they're pumping the Select out, I mean, we've obviously, if anyone hasn't watched another lad from Coverage.Media crew, Matt's Car Shop, talked about Select football and why he won't be touching it in a video on his YouTube. I suggest anyone out there go give it a watch. And he makes a fair point. he makes a fair point. A lot of the parallels, they're bringing out all these more parallels, obviously, to pump into the retail product. It's all non-numbered. It's all just, current variant, and and then it obviously starts watering down the product a little bit. So it's going to be a tough one. I think there will still be some cards that I'll probably still collect out of it, buy out of it. But this is where it might be the situation where if there is hobby or photo exclusive cards, they may be the sort of cards that you want to get. And then obviously there's your numbered. But it could be even a case where, yeah, look, I still think there's a place for base. But, staying away from the base and even those some of the colored variants. I wouldn't say all the colored variants, but I'll be interested to see if the print run, once people start grading stuff, the idea we get on the print run between, Prizm retail and select retail, like and Prizm and select, sorry, not just the retail, but it's the only sort of way that we get an idea, an inkling of the print run. It's unfortunate that sort of information isn't known. I guess that's for good reasons and for business, but it makes it tough. Our job as hobbyists to figure out where's best our money served, and what product when there is freaking 30 products. Yeah.
30.
So
and the
how
rest.
many is there? 55.
Oh, fuck. I've got data for that stuff, but if I had to open it, my computer would crash. So much data's in the bloody spreadsheet. It was something ridiculous. I think it was like 48 ridiculous. Products or 50 products or some shit last year.
Wow. By the way, just on a product thing, sorry, before I talk about the answer to the question, are they doing Mosaic basketball this year? Because I haven't seen it on any calendar recently.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
We're already in mid-July. That's worrying.
Surely. It was so successful last year.
Yeah, last year did so well. Football and basketball did so well. I don't know why
soccer's obviously got its release now as well.
Yeah, soccer's got it too. I don't know why they wouldn't do it, but yeah, it was just something I
hope
really
they fix up some of the
actually,
issues
did I see something November or October? I remember for that?
when Panini did the calendar end of last year, Mosaic was definitely on it. I just can't remember. I couldn't find it, and I couldn't remember when it was. But all the ones I've seen recently, like Blowout and Cardboard Connection and stuff like that, it's not mentioned on any calendar. Do you want me to answer the question while you're...
Yes, yeah. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, I think, I agree with Source. I'm 100% with Source and Maddie as well. The thing that ruined it for me is the numbered die cuts. To be not numbered in select football I thought it was shit, to be honest. Waters down the product, like you were saying. I think you summed that up really well, Source. I don't really have much else to add.
He hasn't got much to add on. It's just how I feel about it. It's like, I think it's going to be more the case. It's like, I've got my guy to collect or my couple of guys, and I'm just going to pick off the variant that I prefer, that I like. Maybe look for ones that have value in terms of rarity, what they might look like, and maybe try picking up some of the numbered stuff. I've already started on down that path, but as I said, I have a tough time buying a numbered card out of Prizm or Select if it's X amount, and I can go buy an on-card auto out of Impeccable, out of Noir, one of the lower end, thicker stock cards that's usually an on-card.
Yeah.
And I just have a tough time like choosing that over an on-card auto, even though it's a numbered variant. So, that's where I sort of weigh up the decision, because I'm always for, like, I'd rather have an auto every day of the week over a numbered card.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Of course.
That's like saying, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get the City Knights jerseys of my favorite player this year. Yeah. It's like, okay, this is game worn or an authentic City Knights jersey. And it's like, oh yeah, that's much more rarer than anything else. But if you said to me, oh, I'm going to get a City Knights Dallas jersey and it's signed by Luka, what am I going to take? The one that isn't signed, but it's a variant of the the jersey that you can buy in the shops because it's game worn and it's authentic? Or do I want the Luka Doncic, which is the exact same card, like a jersey, but it's got his auto on it?
Yeah, take the auto.
Yeah.
It's just common sense. It's common sense. Like, I get it. The last thing on these two products, and as much as we do love aspects of one more than the other, but we do love Prizm. There's nothing wrong with Prizm at all. The hardest thing, like saying this, like making a statement like this now, is obviously the price of the boxes. Like, it's 1,920 USD for a 1920 box of Prizm, and it's about 1,500 for a box of Select. Now, the hardest thing making but the hardest part about this statement is these two products are two of the funnest rips in the hobby. Two of the funnest rips any collector or lover of cards, whether it's basketball, football, or even soccer, these two products are two of the best rips you can possibly have. But you got to, it's become like you got to go take a small mortgage out just to buy a box.
Yeah,
like that.
No,
that's
I was more saying how they're so.
Part. Yeah,
I was more saying about how they're so close in price. When one's like hobby only, and one's you can get a retail as well.
Mate, if
it's
you're
the
asking,
supply,
but the retail boxes are way cheaper than what he's quoted there, though.
Oh yeah, no,
that's hobby boxes.
Like,
that's hobby boxes.
Yeah,
that's hobby boxes. That's
I know, but I'm just saying like how I don't know.
The print run. Look, you would think, right? You would think, but it's just funny how the hobby works, and it's why always people come back and say, buy, invest in Prizm or buy Prizm, buy Prizm, and I mean that's sort of stuck with people, I guess. Yeah, it's tough, man. I think there's other sets out there that look better than Prizm, but they just don't have that sort of same collector base.
Yeah,
and that's the tough thing when there's freaking 50 sets.
I know you boys love a conspiracy because we talk about them off camera sometimes. This is one that's related, actually. I remember a while ago hearing that when both these products came out in 2012, that Select was meant to be like the go-to, like flagship product, but like that was Panini's intent, and then Prizm somehow overtook it. I don't know if that's true. Conspiracy. I've no confirmation.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before on the whispers of socials.
That's why they made. That's why like it was. Oh well, it would have been. They both would have been hobby only for a while. Prizm wasn't retail in 2012, but yeah. I don't know. What do you reckon?
It's funny. I don't know. I've heard the same thing. I don't. Yeah. I can't tell you why Prizm became that. There'd probably be someone out there that's in the hobby that could tell us why they went down.
That'd be interesting. If someone listens to this and they know, send us a message because I actually want to know.
Definitely. All right, boys. I think we summed it up there with different parallels and different things about the two products, draft classes, and whatnot. Is a good one with Zon and Jar and the others in there. What can I say? We can't get a box of these in hand to rip for everyone, so that's the unfortunate part. That'd be awesome. Yeah, exactly.
So if someone wants to donate one, I'll be happy to. I'd be happy to open it.
Definitely. We'd rip it. We'd 100% rip it. We can ship it back to you if you want. We don't care.
A retail pack, I'll happily open it.
A retail pack.
Anything. Just anything.
The bottom line is the three of us lean more towards Select. And unfortunately, no one was here to convince us otherwise. Because I don't know what Anth.
What do you reckon Anth would have said?
Prizm.
Nah, Anth would have been all in on Prizm.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
Shit.
But look, at the end of the day, whatever you want to collect, it's personal preference.
Yeah, it is.
And there are Prizm cards that I have, but I'm far from the number one Prizm bandwagon supporter. I just don't really get it, and I've never really gotten it, and I've given you a whole bunch of reasons why throughout that last sort of 45 plus minutes. So look, I'm just gonna leave it at you. What's the old saying? You buy what you love. You buy what you love. Buy what you love.
You never
I guess that
disappointed.
it reigns true. It reigns true in this situation. Unless you want to make more money or you want to flip, then just buy Prizm.
Exactly. If you can
Even
afford it,
even
and
that's not
buy
working out.
responsibly.
Even
Yeah,
that at the
even
moment
that's
isn't
not
working
working
out
out.
too
Even
well.
that's not
Yeah,
working out. Yeah, it isn't.
by colored
No, it isn't.
colored Prizm.
Let's
There we
just get
go.
all the boxes just to
Coloured
drop
Prizm.
down to back to $200.
Tell that to
You used to be
EB.
able to buy
Tell
Prizm
that to
Hobby for
EB.
$250. Prizm
EB
Hobby
EB,
boxes
boxes,
for $250.
blasters
EB,
will
I'll
be
flame them too. I'll flame them.
blasters will be worth $20, and they'll be charging 80 US.
Oh, they just stop, Luke. You're gonna get me so upset. Stop.
Don't get him stuck. Anyway, don't
Let's
roll
go
on.
to
Hold him
fire
Roll
or
back.
on.
flame. We're gonna
Hold him
finish up
back.
the show. Fire or flame. Source, Luke, go for it. If you've
You go
got
first,
one.
Lewis, if you want. I got one, but don't got one. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first because I've got
Yeah.
one. I'm just thinking what I'm going to say.
Mine is Euro Mosaic. I've been talking about Mosaic so much. Every time a Mosaic soccer product comes out, I think I've made it my fire.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
The thing about Euro Mosaic and a few players that I've been looking at is when you compare, because we had this conversation last week. Do you go Topps Chrome? Do you go Euro Mosaic or their League Mosaic? The thing I've been finding is some of their Topps Chrome cards don't have an RC logo on it, whereas their Mosaic does, and the Mosaic is cheaper. So that's why I've even been buying base lots, like 6, 7, 8 card base lots for a few dollars of players who have RC logos in Mosaic and not in Topps Chrome. Do you want me to give some examples?
Okay, interesting. Is it their
So
maybe it's their first international tournament?
I don't know, who have I got as an example? Danny Olmo from Spain.
Yeah.
All the Topps Chrome I saw, no RC. Euro Mosaic, RC. I picked up a lot of 7 today for $2.50 US. Yeah. Just base, but still. Baku from Wolfsburg, I was telling you boys off camera. Euro Mosaic, RC. Topps Chrome, no RC. Actually, I don't even think he's in Topps Chrome. So when Topps Chrome does come out, if he's in the next season, which Wolfsburg is in the Champions League next season, or even Bundesliga Topps Chrome, I don't think he was in that either. No RC. Or when it comes out, it'll be no RC, and RC in Euro Mosaic. See, this is a name I'm going to butcher. Hungarian midfielder, Dominic. What is his last name? SZBOV.
You've lost me, brother.
What's it? Dominic Slobozolite, some shit like that.
You're literally just as good as me as when I pronounce the
I'm
UFC
so
names.
sorry. I'm so sorry to him, but yeah, and anyone out there that I've just butchered his name, I should have even tried. But yeah, Euro Mosaic, RC, Topps Chrome, Champions League, no RC. He's also got the sticker though from 2019. But yeah, I thought that was something interesting that I've sort of been looking at and looking to buy. Yeah.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. Once it dropped, I haven't seen anyone rip this.
Euro Mosaic. I've seen singles everywhere though.
Until you
there's
just
huge
mentioned
lots.
it now,
Yeah.
I forgot that this product was out on the market. I shit you not.
Yeah.
Because everyone
It's
was
so
pumping
good.
up La Liga, Serie A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, it's still pretty new. It's like 2 weeks old, a week
2
old.
weeks. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's fallen
That's
off.
why
Yeah,
at
I
the
don't know.
moment, I'm sort of scared to be buying, the numbered cards in this, just because I feel like those might drop a bit. But again, at the end of the day, they're numbered. So if you're right about a player, you're going to be right either way. But yeah, I just
Uh-oh.
thought it was interesting. These big base lots that are so cheap. That it could be their only card with an RC logo on it.
I don't mind that at all. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Uh-oh. Frankie de Jong stained glass.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Is that from the Liga? Is that from Euro?
He's on trouble. He's in trouble.
Shit. What's it worth?
It's at $292 or best offer. I'll give him $50.
50 Australian as well.
Yeah, 50 Australian. Mate, it's source. There's a nice Bukayo Saka red Prizm mosaic on here.
Got an RC logo?
Nah.
No,
just a nice looking card. There's an auto.
It'll be his first. Yeah, his auto's expensive. Same as Grealish as one as well.
Yeah.
some
Bro,
decent
there's some
autos
nice
in that.
cards here. I'm just going through
There's
like
Camavinga.
autos.
There's Camavinga.
Yeah.
He's got
He's got an RC. He's got an
he's
RC
got
in both
RC.
Topps
There's some
Chrome
nice
and
cards,
Muso.
man.
The thing about
Wesley
these is like
Snyder.
they're all going to be in the international kits as well, which I like. An RC in your international kit, I like that a lot. Yeah, I just thought it was something interesting I've been looking at, and yeah,
That's sick. Nice. It's a nice fire. What do you got, Sauce? Who you flaming?
No, I'm not flaming anyone. Look, I think my fire at this point in time is starting to look at NFL and buying guys. I mean, I just had a look at one of my guys that I've spoken about previously, Russell Wilson, and had a look at like his the 3-month graph in some of his cards, and they're like down like 50%. And that was like when I felt like a while back, like the market had gone too quick on NFL. Like it went up and it's cooled off now a lot. So I think maybe starting to look into that market. NFL not that far away, Doma. It's probably another 3 months, 4 months away. So just be mindful.
2 months away.
2 months. There you go.
Yeah.
So now's the time, man. Now's the time. Maybe making that play because obviously the lead up into what we've seen historically is the lead up into the season, first bit of the season. That's where you're probably going to get a lot of higher prices, and then stuff sort of starts to fall off as teams get found out, guys get found out towards a few weeks in. So I'm hoping we see that same pattern again, Doma. May not be the case, but I feel like it will because I feel like it will. It didn't happen in basketball. Why didn't it happen in basketball? Because there was no break. Like it was just like back-to-back season.
yeah.
There's actually been a break in this. Like there's been normality to it. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you something that was really interesting that I heard. There's a very, very big podcast out there in the sports card world called Card Talk Pod. I'm just going to drop it. Where Ryan actually said something very interesting on this week's pod. And they asked him outside of quarterbacks, is it worth collecting anything? Like, do you go wide receivers? And I said to Source, I'm just like, wide receivers have to be the way to go. You wouldn't collect running backs. Like, even that, I've been buying Jonathan Taylor cards and he's a running back. So I've been loading up on him. I bought CD Lamb. I bought Michael Pittman Jr.'s. Like, I've been buying cards. And he actually said, why wouldn't you buy the running back? He goes, I'd prefer to buy a running back over a wide receiver. Instead of the glitz and glam, he goes, I'd rather settle for legends like running backs and modern day guys to prospect on. And then he said, I'd go to tight ends after that and look at tight ends like Gronk and Kelsey and Kittle, which was very interesting. Because as we know, wide receiver gets a lot of attention because, they make the big spectacular grabs and get TDs. Not saying tight ends don't do that. They do. There are touchdown scoring tight ends. So, Source, it could be interesting. And like we said, like you said, it was a quick rise and a quick fall, and it had its moment, and that was it. And everyone said, we're going to just focus on rookies and we're just going to focus on quarterbacks. But this time around, like for the hobby to be sustainable for football, you can't just be like, everything's just this and all the other cards are crap.
It's like only buying point guards.
Yeah, correct.
Or
so
only
I
buying.
think
I was going to say only buying strikers, but it sort of is like that at the moment, isn't it?
it is until you watch the Euro final and you see what the impact of a goalkeeper or a centre back can have on a game, and then people start going.
Or Luke Shaw.
Yeah, because he's Shawberto Carlos.
Yeah. Go on. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, these guys, outside of a quarterback, what are you looking at? Like wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, and there's some guns playing at the moment. And we've seen Lefko out there getting like Travis Kelce cards, and he's got his rookies and stuff like that. But there's other guys out there. You got Kittles out there, Gronk. You go look at wide receivers. What's to say like Tyreek Hill? You don't know. Odell Beckham Jr. I know Odell Beckham. I think
I was
Odell
gonna
Beckham
say,
Jr. is
I
the
was gonna
most
say him.
overrated player in the history of the NFL, mate.
I was gonna say him, but I heard people talk about a different sport today, and they didn't make some very good comments. So I'm just gonna stay in my lane and not talk about NFL because I'm, not the most.
I'll make. I just made the comment.
Yeah.
He's the most.
No, I was gonna say, I was
yeah,
gonna just
yeah,
mention him as someone to maybe
but
not to buy,
he is. He's so popular. No, but he's
yeah, that's
so
what I mean.
popular.
Yeah.
But outside looking in, he's the most overrated player, or one of the most overrated players to ever play the sport.
When
He
I
spends
started,
more time in a hospital bed getting surgeries than out on the park
Yeah.
catching balls.
when I sort of came into, sort of got a bit more into NFL and stuff like that, like that was one of the only players I sort of knew, just like people only know Pulisic or whatever. And it was just because he was so famous. And then when I sort of started watching him more and people like listen to, people talk about it and stuff, I was like, why is he actually not like that good? Yeah, I thought it was odd, but he's just so popular and like so much of a celebrity off the field. Yeah, I thought it
Runs
was
his
weird. Anyway,
socials well.
yeah,
He does.
definitely.
Does a good
Have
job.
you seen all the videos of him? His recovery back from injury and stuff. I gotta say, I got pretty hyped watching those videos.
No, I haven't watched them.
Coming back from injury and stuff. Oh no, they're all right.
I'll watch
No,
them.
they'd G up. They would G
I'll
up.
watch it
There's a
next
Derrick
year.
Rose. There's a Derrick Rose one out there on YouTube. Derrick Rose comeback video. It's like really spurs you on. It's it's inspirational stuff.
Go.
Like I mean, when it's good. It's good.
Two good fires, and I said I was going to flame something, but I forgot what I said I was going to flame. So it mustn't be worth flaming unless someone reminds me.
No, but it reminded me because you said I'll save it for later. So we hoped you'd actually saved it for later. Seems like you've hit the delete button, buddy.
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. That's a good thing. Then we've got two fires, and we're going to finish.
That means we can round it up.
There's someone.
That hour mark, Doma.
There's two people that we could definitely flame, but I'm going to leave it to Azura because I think he said it pretty well today on his story.
Yeah, we'll leave that to him.
Yeah, he can deal with that one.
Yeah, I didn't know that Rashford was over the hill. I didn't know.
That's what I mean. Just I don't. They made some questionable comments those boys today.
No comment.
Yeah,
no comment. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, it's been myself, Sauce, and Lukey. It's crunch time coming up big when it counts. And peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Crunch Time.